What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. First and foremost, guys, I want to say shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are amazing. Now, let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. So, it looks like Bitcoin dominance has actually fallen only by like 0.3%, not too much. We are seeing a little bit of that weekend dip. Now, usually the weekend dip can be a lot more than this, so I would say that this is not that bad of a weekend. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a dip, and some of those profits from Bitcoin might be redistributing themselves into some of the other altcoins. So that being said, guys, I hope you're having an awesome weekend because really could be worse, could be better, but overall, not a bad time to be in the market. So I wanted to start out here by showing this, it's a map of the world, and it was broken down into countries that are for crypto, that have banned crypto, that are quasi-illegal, slightly, regulated, non-regulated. So basically right here, the only things that are really bad for crypto are the red, which would be here, 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 and here, which is banned, and then quasi-illegal, which would be right around in this area. But as you can see right here, the majority of it is blue and green, which represents either little oversight or like slightly government regulated. So it doesn't really look that bad when you break it down. I think a lot of this FUD gets really blown out of proportion. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. As far as coin news is concerned, I wanted to talk about Centra adding Achain to their wallet. So it's going to be a spendable digital asset, and deposits and withdrawals are going to be open Wednesday, March 28th. That is awesome. You guys know I love Achain, and it's really cool to see this cryptocurrency card utilizing Achain as a method of payment. So I thought that was really good news. Also, shout out to Crypto J, who told me about the tweet. And also, guys, I wanted to talk about AMAs. I am very big on Ask Me Anythings. To me, they are one of the best opportunities for the community to get involved with the coin and ask those really hard questions. So Zeepin, they are doing an AMA on March 30th. So if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. Get involved. Ask those questions. Zeepin is a project that I have not had an opportunity to cover on my channel. I have been looking at it. They are on the Neo blockchain, and they're trying to create a content creator type economy with rewards. I guess you could argue they might be similar to narrative in certain aspects, but they are going to have some key proponents that are going to separate them. So I think I'm going to do a review on Zeepin actually coming up, because this is a project that I think doesn't get enough exposure. And yeah, so if you guys are interested in the AMA, you can definitely check that out. Also, one of the big things I want to talk about is Enjin Coin partnering with Unity. All right. So Enjin Coin, it's a cryptocurrency that acts as a digital casting material, which enables game developers to create currencies, items, and assets, which are then stored on the blockchain. As a game holder, holding your digital assets in your blockchain secured wallet allows you to have true ownership over those items. You can use them, trade them, give them, sell them, cash them out, whatever you want to do for cryptocurrencies at your own leisure. Now, I have covered this on my channel before. You guys know that I'm not like huge with the gaming cryptos, but I feel that it's necessary to cover all aspects of the space, and that's exactly what brought me to look at this. So their partnership between Unity and Enjin, Unity had this to say: partnering with Enjin to provide our developers with technology that helps them find greater success within their games is directly in line with our mission at Unity. So to store items on the blockchain, developers are going to have to acquire the Enjin Coin, obviously from the marketing pool or just on an exchange. And then Enjin Coins that are used to create digital assets are going to be held in a reserve until those items are either destroyed, or sent out to other people, or however you want to go about sending your digital assets, which in a gaming community, it could be anything. It could be a digital sword, like a sword, a shield, a blaster. It could be anything. Like anything you could actually have within a gaming environment, you could potentially have on the blockchain. So, and this is going to be all done with smart contracts. Now, I did want to give credit where it's due. Box mining actually had this video. Let me just put it back here and put the volume up. There you go. So this is actually showing them.
You ready? Boom.
Watch this.
Send now.
Send it to the wrong address.
So they're sending items, and then they're going to use those items in
And I
Minecraft.
got it, yeah.
Oh, now so we got a sword? Okay. Can we get the sword to appear on...
So he got the sword, and now they're going to put the sword into the game.
Boom.
Right there. So that's really awesome, guys. I think that's really cool, and that's definitely a great use for blockchain, especially for gaming. That way you actually own your own digital assets, all right? Now, this article is not exactly new, but this is referred to as dawn of a new era, and this is from Oyster. So I have done a review on Oyster way back. You guys got to go back probably a month and a half now. So Oyster's primary operation is based off of storage, retention, and retrieval of static data. So we know that the internet is constantly threatened by governing bodies worldwide. There's censorship, regulation, and mostly spying. But what I wanted to talk about was the introduction of Oyster Shell, which is going to be the second cryptocurrency utilized. So shells are going to be used to pay for connectivity and DApp operation across the Oyster meshnet, while pearls are going to be used for static data retention on the Tangle. So yes, Tangle, they are utilizing IOTA technology. Shell is not pegged to storage like how Pearl is, for example. In the future, you will be able to use shells to access the decentralized web, connectivity that entirely bypasses ISPs and centralized infrastructures. So Oyster Shell tokens are going to be distributed in an airdrop to Pearl holders, okay? Now, this article is slightly outdated, but the airdrop is going to be on April 6th, okay? And this is going to be the only way that you can get your shell tokens. There's not going to be an ICO. So it's not going to be offered in a token sale, and for every one Pearl held on the blockchain, you are going to be airdropped one shell. So Pearl shell. So the total supply is going to match the exact supply of Pearl after the 100 million Pearl coin burn event. So they're looking into arrangements to airdrop, shell to Pearl that is held within specific exchanges. So we don't know 100%. You guys have to look into what exchanges are going to support that. But if you want to guarantee the airdrop, just hold it in the actual Pearl wallet, all right? So the introduction of this shell is basically, it concludes Oyster's functionality scope for both data retention and transmission with two versatile and well-equipped utility tokens. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. There will be an airdrop. It's recommended that you hold it in one of the, native, Pearl wallets, but see what exchanges might be covering this. A lot of them are very friendly with these airdrops, but just be safe and be sure that you're invested or you have your tokens on an exchange that's going to support it. If not, go with the wallet. So I wanted to also talk about this. This has been circulating lately. So it looks like Verge has asked their community for money. So it turns out that they pretty much are saying that they have a partnership that they're trying to secure, but they need some donations. So the fundraising has a target of 75 million XVG. It's currently raised 10.7 million. So people are a little concerned about this. Right here, you can see this is the update, an important update to, of opportunity for Verge to have the latest partnership in crypto. So there's been speculations as to what this is. They've been talking about, could it be Amazon? Could it be Microsoft? And we have seen a bit of a price increase based on this announcement. However, there are some people in the community that are complaining about announcements on announcements on announcements, right? That's something that we've seen in the past that we kind of don't like. We just want to know the announcement. So they do talk about previous missteps that occurred, back in October when they were doing testing on atomic swaps, and then they also asked for some fundraising. And then some people are also worried, what happens if I donate and then the partnership falls through? What's going to happen with my money? So that's basically what's going on with Verge. I've seen some memes floating around of Oliver Twist. Please, sir, I want some more from our subscribers. So that's what's going on with Verge. It's interesting that they are asking for more fundraising from their community. So we will see what those partnerships entail in the future. Now, I wanted to also talk about Cardano. Cardano has been really making a lot of the news lately. So one of the things that I thought was interesting was a lot of people have spoken about how Cardano, it's just a wallet, it's vaporware, there's nothing going on. Well, it turns out that Traxia is going to be the first ICO that is going to be released on Cardano. So if we look down here, Traxia is creating a decentralized global trade finance system where invoices are converted into smart contracts and traded as short-term assets. Sellers and buyers will continue to receive and pay in fiat currency, not cryptocurrency, so it's easily adopted by everyone. The only blockchain-related feature is to simply input a private key to confirm the invoice is correct and will be paid. So the reason that they say they chose Cardano is because Cardano's superior technology will allow Traxis to present a more robust solution to better tackle scalability, settlement, and security. So another one that I wanted to talk about was Spade. Now that's Spade with an 8, so it's SP8DE. But the difference between Traxia and Spade, however, is that Cardano has not actually said that they're involved in this whatsoever. So Charles Hoskinson had a post and he said, if you see me trying to boost the price of ADA, then I've been compromised and sell all your ADA. Cardano will be valued based upon hard work, real use, and the utility of the platform. I'm not here to make day traders rich. I'm here to change the world. So, if all goes well, it could be the first of many ICOs to utilize the Cardano platform moving forward. So that is pretty awesome news coming from the Cardano camp. I think a lot of people were waiting for that first use case, that first ICO. We wanted to actually see the blockchain in action. Another very interesting thing that sparked my attention was Kik Messenger is actually looking to launch its Kin token on 2 separate blockchains. Now, this is something I have never heard of before, and I was very interested in seeing how they planned on using it. So Kik has unveiled plans to deploy its Kin tokens on both the Ethereum and the Stellar blockchains, making it one of the first cryptocurrencies to feature bi-directional network support. They had to say this: while Ethereum provides liquidity because it's the second largest cryptocurrency for Kin holders, its load times and fees can't support our needs for day-to-day customer use. The addition of Stellar as a second blockchain will allow us to operate the Kin ecosystem on a faster, more efficient foundation and low transaction fees, which is necessary for us to achieve the speed and scalability that digital services in the ecosystem will require. So my immediate question was, how are you going to do this? Because I've never seen that. The only coin that I could think of that's doing something similar would be Loopring with their LRC and their LRN, but those are still separate tokens. But I guess their answer is that once the Stellar-based Kin token has been released and fully initialized, which will occur later this year, users will be able to move their tokens between networks by locking them up on a one-to-one type basis, and then you would presumably, I suppose, through a smart contract mechanism, be able to transfer those to the other network. So they would get stuck. Like, you'd have them on Stellar. You want to transfer them to Ethereum, so you'd have to lock them up and then send the exact amount difference to the other blockchain, where then you can use them and do whatever you want with them. So very, 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 very interesting, guys. Very interesting. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about safety because this guy, Dan Salvato, now I'm going to leave a link to this because this video, it's like a 3-minute video, but he actually showed how these really popular wallets could easily be hacked. So he goes in to talk about Exodus, and he also talks about Neon Wallet. Now, he talks about the Neon Wallet as far as the desktop interface is concerned, not as far as the hardware interface is concerned, or just using the hardware wallet. But I just wanted to show you right here how he's able to basically acquire his seed phrase simply by running this. So check this out.
As soon as a recognizable 12-word phrase comes up, it's pretty obvious, such as this one here that starts with crouch erosion turn. So presuming that is my actual passphrase, I'm going to double check that in Exodus itself by showing the 12-word phrase to see if it matches. And it in fact does, so that will allow me to install Exodus on any other machine and use that backup phrase to access this same wallet. So now I'm going to do the...
All right, so then he does the same exact example on the Neon wallet. So basically, cut and dry, guys, this is exactly why you need a hardware wallet. Even storing your private keys on your computer is dangerous. So always keep your private keys safe, and it's highly suggested that you guys definitely buy a ledger. You can connect the ledger to the Neon wallet. You can connect the ledger to obviously Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. They have a lot of wallets that are supported. They have Arc, Pivx. There's so many wallets that are supported on the hardware wallet ledger. So definitely be safe, guys. And yeah, just be careful with that. Also, I wanted to talk about this US Cloud Act that got passed that's giving governments easier access to private data stored by US tech companies. So the Cloud Act, so CLOUD stands for Clarifying Lawful Overseas Use of Data Act, okay? So it's a contentious last-minute addition to the $1.3 trillion federal spending bill that will allow U.S. government more access to Americans' data for law enforcement purposes, as well as foreign government access to U.S. companies for data on their own citizens. So there was a tweet from Senator Rand Paul, and he said Congress should reject the Cloud Act because it fails to protect human rights or Americans' privacy. It gives up their constitutional role and gives far too much power to the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, the President, and foreign governments. So the bill had been met with previous opposition before from several different United States organizations who saw the late addition as a lack of due process and the content of the bill itself as a backdoor to the Fourth Amendment. The American Civil Liberties Union also had posted a little bit ago writing a bill that, in their opinion, this undermines privacy and other human rights as well as important democratic safeguards. So due to its bypassing Congress and the existing stored information request procedure and placing authority in the hands of the executive branch, the content of the act allows for the U.S. to make deals with foreign governments that would allow the government to directly contact U.S. companies for data requests, which removes a layer of judicial review. On the other side, which is kind of strange, you have these big players like Apple, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft all coming out and supporting it. And they're supporting it because they're saying that our companies have long advocated for international agreements and global solutions to protect our customers and internet users around the world. We have always stressed that dialogue and legislation, not litigation, is the best approach. If enacted, the Cloud Act would be notable progress to protect consumers' rights and would reduce conflicts of law. So, on one hand, they're saying this might protect you. On the other hand, they're saying this might be an infringement of your privacy. So privacy of personal data has been a key point of the founding ideas of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. However, earlier this week, Edward Snowden said that he believed that Bitcoin's public ledger was devastatingly public. Well, yeah, it is public. That's the thing with Bitcoin. So, and the funny thing too is you still see these companies like Google, and then they come out with this article talking about how they're going to be utilizing blockchain for cloud computing. So it is a very interesting time for crypto, guys. Absolutely. But the other thing I wanted to move on, I mean, you could do whatever you want with that information. It's tough to say, you know, the regulation, it's coming in, it's doing its thing. They're here to protect us. But by protecting us, they need to infringe upon our privacy. Double-edged sword. But I wanted to talk about Zimbabwe, how they have their own crypto exchange now. This crypto exchange, which is Golix, all right, that has recently come out. So I actually highlighted a lot of this article, but I'm not going to go too into it because I think the overall takeaway is that it's funny how a lot of these, you know, first world-esque countries, you know, like, you know, the United States, plenty other places, you know, we have such easy access in and out of crypto. But what's crazy is these countries that actually need the access the most are the ones that have been denied. So it's nice to see Zimbabwe having their own exchange. Now they're trying to push this. They're really trying to push this. They actually attended Token 2049. That was held in Hong Kong, and they were hoping to establish partnerships that are going to benefit both the nation and the region as a whole in the long run. So you are seeing these smaller countries that originally, their currencies just completely became overinflated. They switched to the dollar, but then you had liquidity issues with the dollar. There wasn't enough physical dollar bills in circulation, and they're not allowed to get bank accounts. So they are definitely looking to get involved in cryptocurrencies. And cryptocurrencies, as much as we take them for granted in the West, are looking to potentially be that knight in shining armor for these smaller countries to actually have a financial system that they can really use, okay? So that's awesome moving forward, and I think that's one of the most important things about especially distributed ledger technology is the ability for these smaller countries to have access to finances, to have access to a bank. I mean, they can't even get bank accounts. So being able to get involved in cryptocurrencies and be able to trade these cryptocurrencies is something that's going to be really awesome for these countries as we progress and as blockchain and cryptocurrencies move forward in the future. So I did also want to talk about this article about crypto, how it got kind of overlooked in the G20 summit due to the fact that we're having these trade wars. Now, this is not exactly crypto related, but there has been this trade war that is looking to erupt as Donald Trump has unveiled his plans for fresh tariffs on China in the single biggest reason that the G20 decided they were not going to focus on crypto and postpone that until later on in July. They say sooner or later, they're also going to have to deal with the rising tide of global conflict between the East and the West. This still lurking instability of the world's financial system, okay? Their reliance on an ever-growing pileup of debt. We have seen the debt grow astronomically, especially in the US. So there are trade wars a-brewing. So I wanted to give a shout out to Crypto Bud over here on his channel. You can come and check out this video, Why Trade Wars Will Push Bitcoin to 100K. I found it very interesting and very full of information that I myself was completely unaware of. I mean, yes, I get very heavily involved in the crypto space, but sometimes we tend to ignore these real world issues that are happening in the background. And I thought this was a really awesome summary that Crypto Bud made. So definitely check that video out. It's Why Trade Wars Will Push Bitcoin to 100K. All right, guys. And also on a little bit of a lighter note, I just like to put a little bit of fun in here at the end of the video. Somebody was comparing ancient Romans on cryptocurrency investing, and they were utilizing some of their quotes and relating it to things in crypto. So, for example, if you have overcome your inclination and not been overcome by it, you have reason to rejoice. And then they say, this quote warns cryptocurrency investors not to let their inclination to FOMO or panic sell. I don't know. I just thought this was really funny. So if there is a God, why are there 80% retracements? If there is no God, why are there parabolic FOMO pumps? And then that's based off the quote, if there is a God when preceded by so many evils, is there no God whence cometh any good? So I don't know. I thought this was kind of funny. So it's a bunch of ancient Roman quotes, and they kind of twisted it and turned it into Bitcoin cryptocurrency quotes. Thought it was kind of funny and entertaining. I'll leave a link in the description for that, guys. And that being said, guys, that's basically the news for today. I hope everyone's having an amazing weekend. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday. As usual, it is a cold and chilly day up here in New York for me. I am waiting for the sun to come out. I am waiting for that warm weather. And if it doesn't happen soon, I'm about to pack up bags and just move to a tropical environment because I can't take it anymore. But that being said, guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. Everyone that's been supporting me, you guys are amazing. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting, I love to hear everything that you have to say. And guys, that being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.